Hello and welcome to the Residual Royalty Academy. Thanks for checking out the channel. This is the place where I show you how to go from no royalties, no passive income, to at least $1,000 per month in passive income in profit by publishing books on Amazon KDP. This can be low content books. It could even be no content books. It could be audiobooks, it could be children's storybooks, or it could be any of the other books that we've talked about on this channel, and also in the Low Content Elite Society, which is kind of my premium course for anybody who wants to check that out. We might talk more about that at the end. But in today's video, what I wanted to do is give you my 4 softwares that I'm using right now, and these are all going to be paid softwares. The next video, we'll talk about the 4 free ones. So obviously in this one, I'm going to show you how to use them, what they're useful for, and at the end of the video, I'll show you how much they cost as well, and how much I'm paying for them personally. So let's go straight into this. I do use Bookbeam pretty much on a daily basis. The one I use most, and pretty much the only one I seem to use, is the niche finder. So what this allows us to do is it allows us to select a marketplace. As you can see here, we've got all the different Amazon marketplaces. So this is Amazon.it that we're going to search for today. This preset feature is quite new, but we can actually just ignore it because we can kind of make any results show that we want just by changing these metrics down here. We don't need to use the preset of like top selling self-published books because we're just going to be entering the bestseller rank here anyway. And by doing that, we could find the top best-selling ones regardless. So we're just going to use our own filters rather than using a preset. And I've just written here Libro, which is Italian for book. So essentially any book published on Amazon.it with this word in the title, and that's a very important thing to note, it has to be in the title, it's going to show up when we hit search. So also importantly, we've filtered it to self-published because we know that when we do this, we can easily compete with all of these kinds of books. Like as long as we set it to self-published, we know there's not going to be any like spiral-bound books or any books that are super hard to make, maybe like a board book, because these kind of things, you're not going to be able to compete on price and on quality. So if you do self-published, you know you can always compete because everybody who's doing self-publishing on Amazon KDP has exactly the same KDP dashboard. So it's very easy to know that you can compete and beat them and get the same royalties as them, if not better. So let's go straight into this. What I usually do for the filters, I usually leave most of them blank, honestly, but we just do 100 to 100,000. So this is going to show us a lot of different books. We can also leave the category blank. This is also a good way to find niches. If you don't type any keyword in, you can just go straight into the categories and see which books are selling the best. But what you can see is we just hit this. We're going to wait for it to load. You can see each time we do that, it does use a search. So I get 50 searches per month on my membership, which is, I believe, the basic one. So it's right here, 50 searches per month. You also get 6 months sales history, which is essentially when you're on the Amazon listing, you can click back and see the BSR history over the last 6 months. But there's other things that do this for free, so don't feel forced to purchase Bookbeam just for that. But I will show you the power of Bookbeam and the power of finding niches with this software. So you can see straight away it's bringing us all the books between 100, although this one isn't between 100 and 100,000. This is selling insanely well. You can see 285 reviews, 1,700 sales per month roughly, and roughly 800 euros per month in royalties. And that's with such a low book price as well. So you can imagine if they had their book at like $6,799, their royalty would be so much higher. Probably something more like this, like $4,000 or $5,000 per month. So I believe this is a children's storybook. Again, this is something we do talk about in the Low Content Elite Society, as you can see here in the whole section called Children's Story Mastery. So if you're not in this niche yet, you've kind of been sleeping, and if you don't know how to make these books, you're going to want to know, I would say. So maybe come and join the Low Content Elite Society. It's basically an illustrated storybook, and it's all custom illustrated, but there's a lot of different things you got to do compared to publishing like a blank line journal. It's a lot more hard, a lot more difficult, but as you can see, the results can be mind-blowing. With only 20 reviews, this girl here, Elizabeth Cole, is making 4,000 euros per month in royalties because her book is ranked 200 on Amazon.it. And the beauty of this is, especially with translations, you can keep this book exactly the same, but you could publish it in every language. So the illustrations are going to stay exactly the same. The only thing that's going to change is the text. It's very easy to change. Get it professionally translated, and then you could go over to France, let's say, and also get the same amount of money in France. So this is a huge opportunity. I really would urge you to think about it and definitely look into it. But yeah, this is basically how Bookbeam works. It's going to show us by BSR the best books, and it shows us their royalties per month. Obviously, the only thing you can't see here is how much they're spending on ads. So let's say this book is making 800. It's possible they're spending 500 euros per month on ads to maintain this BSR. That's the only thing you can't tell, and that's a bit more difficult to get information out of. But still here, we get a lot of information. However, here's my little trick that I always like to do when I'm using Bookbeam. So what I like to do is filter by this column here. So the fewest reviews is going to show first instead of the BSR. And this way I know that these are going to be much more low competition niches. Like that book we saw earlier with only 21 reviews, it's going to be more easy usually for me to find a niche like that if I'm filtering by the fewest reviews. And when a book's got 20 reviews, the important thing to know is you can compete with it. So that's why I like to do this. So obviously as we scroll down, you can see like most of these you can just ignore. Obviously like that's letter tracing, number tracing. This is about Rome. It's making 30 euros. But when you're seeing them making like no money, you can kind of just ignore them, scroll past them. So what's that? Solar system. You can kind of ignore that unless you were to see one that's making, let's say, 200 euros per month, in which case you probably wouldn't ignore it. So you can see how quickly I go through this. I'm literally just looking at the royalties per month to determine if this is a viable niche. And you can see that we've got 1,485 books to look through. So that's a lot of potential niches we can find just from using one search that we get per month out of those like 50 searches per month. So let's keep going through here. And also at the end of the video, like I said, I'll show you the price of BookBeam and the various membership options available. So you can see these are all on 0 royalties per month. Let's just keep going through. And if we don't find a good one on the next page, I will probably just change my filters a little bit in order to make this easier for the sake of the video. Let's try this one, see if this makes a difference. Top 10,000. And let's do that. And then we'll filter by the fewest reviews. Okay, here we go. We can see now. So, Pikachu, obviously you're not going to do that. That's going to be heavily trademarked. 6 euros per month, 62 euros per month. Maybe you could consider that one. If you don't know any Italian, you're going to have to maybe figure out what the book is about. Maybe use Google Translate, put the title in there, see what it means. This is making 200 euros per month. So you'd maybe look into this, see if this is a good niche. With only 2 reviews and they being average 3-star, that's definitely a potential niche. So you just click on that and you go and see what it's all about. So what's this one? This is an animal coloring book, 148 euros per month. What is this one? 30 minutes journal per day, I believe for old people. Yeah, it looks to be that way. So it says something about cognitive capacity. So this is definitely a niche that you could potentially go into. You can see it's doing really well with only 6 reviews, making 151 sales per month, and obviously 700 euros. So I hope this kind of explains the benefits of BookBeam. I will try to drop my affiliate link in there, but if I can't find it, because I seem to not been able to log into it, I will just leave a normal link and you can just sign up if you wish to. I'm not really recommending it for monetary sake. I just really use this myself and it's really, really amazing. So let's look at one more page and let's see if we can find another niche like that one we just found with 700 euros per month, or also the one with 200 euros per month. So what is this one? This is a high contrast book. I've seen these in other marketplaces doing well before, but you can see once we've come over to a new marketplace, there's a lot more opportunity because there's probably fewer people doing it. 15 reviews, ranked 487 BSR, 400 euros per month, and the book price is really low as well. So yeah, I really recommend using BookBeam. This is a dinosaur story by the looks of it. Paw Patrol, don't do that. Don't do Harry Potter either, please. And yeah, this is like letter tracing or something again. Pretty classic one. But yeah, this just allows you to find really untapped niches, and this is only one feature of BookBeam. You've also got Book Tracker, where you can kind of type in the ASIN or the BSR, not the BSR, sorry, the ISBN of a book, and you can track its rank over time against other books. Keyword Research Tool, Keyword Analyzer, Keyword Generator, Category Explorer, Chrome Extension. And yeah, okay, I'll show you the Chrome extension real quickly now. So this is basically where you're going to see all the green stuff. So you can see it's better than DS Amazon Quick View because it shows you the amount of royalties it's making. Not only does it tell you the BSR, which is what DS Amazon Quick View told us, but it also tells us the estimated sales per day and the royalties per day. Now, it's always a little bit of an overestimate, I find, from my own books, but it's still very useful to know for comparison's sake. So you can see this is like the number 8 book in Italy. You can see it's making 800 euros per day. So that's not bad at all, is it? As long as they're not spending too much on ads. And yeah, I just really, really recommend that. Let's take one of these ASINs and I'll show you, let's go back to this one, number 8. And let me show you what I use Cerebro for. This is basically to find which keywords a book is ranking for. So it's like a reverse ASIN search. So you can see I've set it to Italy. And with the free version of Helium 10, you get 2 free searches per day. So all you need to do, like I've just done there, is you copy this from Amazon. And let's go back to Cerebro. You do this, and it's going to show us what keywords they're ranking for. So all we need to do is scroll down, and you can see we get an IQ score, which is, as you can see, a ratio of the search volume versus number of competing products. So obviously, the higher the score, the better. But with the free version, you can only kind of see a few keywords. I think it lets you see 50 of them. And after that, you can't see them. And you also can't filter it by the different columns because I'm not paying for it. But if you were paying for it, you could do a lot more with Helium 10. But you can see, and what's pretty crazy about this book, is that for every single keyword that he's got here, that he's ranking for, he's actually the first organic rank, and usually the sponsored rank as well. So what I mean is, he's put this in his backend keywords, and if somebody types this in on Amazon, he's showing up first for that keyword. Now, maybe that's because this is like a real story or something, and they've literally typed in his author name or whatever that might be. La Maschera da Caino. Obviously, I don't know what that means. But yeah, they're typing it in and they're finding his book at the top of the search results. That's essentially what that means. He's at the top of the search results when somebody types in this keyword. So what I usually do with this is I find this is a really good way when you're doing these translated kind of books to find keywords to put in your backend keywords. Otherwise, you're not going to really know what to type in. So let's say you were doing that like cognitive book that we saw earlier. You would find one that was doing well and you would see what keywords they're ranking for, and you would literally just put them in your backend keywords and in your Amazon ads as well. So that is what I use this for. You get 2 free searches per day with the free version. And let me go onto this button here, upgrade, and it should show us the pricing options. But personally, I've always found that the free version is okay. So you can see, let's go on here. We still, if you pay $39, you're still only getting 2 per day. This looks like it's unlimited, so $100 per month, or $83 if you're paying annually. So I don't know if it's really worth $99 per month. However, if you can maybe split the cost with someone, a few other people doing publishing, then potentially it becomes worth it. So I don't want to take too much of your time, so let's go on to number 3 right now. This is going to be Tangent Templates. This is a one-time purchase. I believe it's $59. But basically, Tangent Templates is a must-have for everybody, considering the price to like the value you're getting out of it. Now, I tend not to use these anymore because I'm not really doing no-content publishing. I'm more into publishing like high-quality, low-content books that are unique. So I'm not really into using these anymore, but I know some people still use them and still do quite well from it. But what I use it mostly for these days still is the KDP helper. So all you do is you write paperback, you choose your size, could be 8.5 by 11, could be like 44 pages, let's say. Let's say you're using color, interior bleed, let's just say yes. I've talked about what that means in other videos. If you do obviously have any questions, just comment that down below. I'm more than happy to help you. And basically the important thing is it tells you the dimensions to use in Canva, which we'll talk about in the next video, and it gives you this template as well, so you know that everything needs to be within the purple lines when you're creating and designing your book cover. So that's what Tangent Template is very useful for. Also, the listing helper is pretty useful if you want to be saving like the title, the subtitle, the description as you create it. Like let's say one day you create the description, you write it in here, you can just save it down here, click save, and then when you come back to it the next day, it's going to be there. It just keeps things more organized than if you wanted to do it in like a Word file, I think. So that is really useful. You've also got pricing calculator and royalties estimator on here, which is pretty cool. And for $59, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I've had it for almost 3 years now. Well worth the money. And finally, number 4 is going to be Creative Fabrica. I believe right now I'm paying around $20 per month for my current subscription. But with this, you get access to 88,000 fonts, 4.3 million graphics, free resources and free crafts. So this is a really great way to differentiate your books. You can find much better fonts than everybody else is using if they're just using like a basic font from Canva. And also the graphics, it's great because you know that you have the license to use them. So let's say we were making, let's just try and find a simple example. Let's just do animal. So you can see here from Cabin Cover, we've got musical animals on a train. It's pretty cool. Yeah, okay, that was kind of a bad search. Let's do a different one. Let's do animal clip art. This should give us much better results if we were making like an animal themed book. So you can use all of these. You can download them as PNGs and you can use them in your books, on your book covers. You've got sea animals here. This could look great on a book cover as well. You can see you've kind of just got infinite amount of graphics as we keep scrolling through. Obviously there's some spam, but if you keep scrolling through, put in different search terms, you will find really good things. So look at that. You've got AI, I believe that's Photoshop, SVG, PNG. You're really testing me here. What's that? Is that Illustrator or something? It could be Illustrator or Photoshop again. And obviously the JPG as well. Obviously, if you take the AI, that's going to be like an editable file. And obviously, we'll just keep scrolling through, see if we can find something else. So you can see we've got woodland animals, more forest animals. And yeah, you kind of just got endless graphics to use. And if you wanted to find a font, let's go on to sans serif, see what fonts we've got. And I do already have a video on my channel about how to download these fonts and how to upload them into Canva so that when you write in Canva, it literally creates this font for you. So it's really, really cool. So you just download this font. It's like an OTS file, I believe. You simply upload it on Canva by going onto BrandKit, just press upload font, and then you can use it straight away in all of your designs. And obviously, as you'll see here, most things on Creative Fabrica, you have a print-on-demand license and a commercial usage license as well. So when you're downloading things, just check on here, but I'm pretty sure everything on Creative Fabrica is good to go. So I hope that was a useful video. Usually as well, by the way, you can find Creative Fabrica for about $10 per month on a seasonal offer, so actually watch out for Easter because they usually do an offer around Easter. I'll try and post one if I see it. You'll probably get it for like $10 per month, and that gives you access to absolutely everything on here. So I think we've covered everything. We've talked about the book beam pricing. You can see I'm on this one, $27 per month. You could also go for this one. I was on this one earlier, but this one you run out after 25 searches on the niche finder. So I prefer to have a little bit more and just pay a little bit more per month. And I thought they also had a different one where you can just pay for the Chrome extension, but seemingly they've removed this feature. So these are your three options, keeping it more simple. Then you've got Tangent Templates, $59. This should be $10 to $20 per month. Helium 10, currently free for me, but you could also pay $99 or split it with somebody. So yeah, this has been the 4 paid software that you need for Amazon KDP. If you like this video and you're interested in learning more from me, and you're interested in joining our community and elevating your publishing business to the next level like these people have here, then obviously come and join. There is a discount code on it right now, and yeah, it's well worth the money. I'll be adding more videos to the course soon as I learn new things as I go through my own publishing journey. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Smash the like button, and like I say, if you want to join the Low Content Elite Society, these are the modules, so come and join if you're interested. I'll see you in the next video.